Penguin Random House Audio presents The Violin Conspiracy by Brendan Slocumb, read for you by J.D. Jackson, with a note read by the author.
To my youngest brother, Kevin B. Slocumb, my hero for more reasons than I could ever count.
Part 1. The Disappearance. Chapter 1. Day 1. White chucks, size 10.5. On the morning of the worst, most earth-shattering day of Ray McMillian's life, he ordered room service. Scrambled eggs for 2, 1 side of regular bacon for Nicole, 1 side of vegan sausage for him, 1 coffee for Nicole, 1 orange juice for him. Later, he would try to second-guess those choices and 1,000 others that, in hindsight, vibrated in his memory. What if he'd ordered French toast instead of eggs? What if grapefruit juice instead of orange? What if no juice at all? Breakfast had materialized before he'd gotten out of the shower. He'd lost track of time, caught up in the fingering of the Tchaikovsky Concerto's triple stops, and water sluiced down for 10 minutes while he gaped at the tiny bar of hotel soap. When he'd walked naked out of the bathroom, the aroma of bacon wreathed the suite. The breakfast tray was waiting on the tiny dining table, the dish's lid still in place. "I didn't even hear them come in," he said. If only every morning room service could magically deliver eggs and sausage. Nicole was curled up in one of the armchairs watching CNN. She twisted and untwisted a lock of auburn hair, the 8th note tattoo above her wrist rhythmically flickering and disappearing. "You never hear anything." Another bombing in Jerusalem, and a hurricane bearing down on Indonesia. "I have a confession," she said, not looking away from the TV. "What did you do this time?" She wasn't looking at him, so he took a giant step forward and blocked her view of Indonesia. Gave her something else to look at. "I stole $5 from your wallet to tip her. Hope that was okay." She eyed his nakedness. "You gonna eat like that?" "Do I need clothes to eat?" He leered at her. "This definitely works for me," she said. "I was just trying to figure out if you were going to get dressed now, or if you want to eat, or... We need to be out of here within an hour. You need to finish packing." "I'm already packed," she said. "You're the snail in this race." Ray slid on underwear and a t-shirt, grabbed a plate of food, lay back on the messed-up bed. He propped the plate on his stomach. Afterward, he relived all the other choices of the morning, cluelessly packing his suitcase, scouring the suite one more time, pulling up his rollerback's handle. He slung the violin case over his right shoulder. Should he have put it on the left? Gestured for Nicole to go first with her 2 rollerbags. The door clicked shut behind them, sealing the suite and what remained inside. Down the elevator, through the Saint-Jacques lobby, checking out, tipping the doorman who flagged down a cab for each of them. Nicole's first to Penn Station. He hefted her suitcases into the trunk, leaving his own roller bag on the sidewalk, the violin case slung securely on his shoulder. She turned to him, pressed her hand against his chest. Her warmth spread through his shirt, her touch like pizzicato, plucking violin strings with fingers he could feel shudder down his spine. "I meant to tell you," she said, "when you're playing the Mozart, I think you're playing the second movement too fast. Just try taking it maybe 2 clicks slower. Really milk it." "You think?" "Because Ben Amundsen said to keep the tempo bright." "I know, but you play so much more passionately when it's a little slower. Just a little. Try it, all right? For me?" New York battered against them, cars zooming past, splashing last night's rain onto the curb. "Just come to Charlotte. Find a sub," he said. "You come to Erie," she said. "You know I have to practice. You can practice just as easily in Erie." "I can't. There's Janice, there's my space. You know I—" She grabbed his head with both her hands, pulled him toward her, and leaned forward so their foreheads touched. He closed his eyes, breathed her in. "I'll see you next week," he said. "You've got this. Raekwon McMillian, future Tchaikovsky competition gold medalist. Just focus. Visualize it. You can totally do this, you know that? It's going to happen." Another breath he could feel deep in his abdomen. He tilted forward to kiss her. A voice from the cab. "Hey, buddy, you almost done there?" Another moment ruined by New York City's transportation system. Before he could kiss her, before he could even say, "Call me when you get in," she jumped into the back seat and the taxi door slammed, and he stood there like an idiot as the car moved off into traffic. But already the day was hammering at him. His taxi had rolled up, trunk popping open, and he was spilling into the back seat with the violin, his anxiety level rising again. He wanted to be through LaGuardia, back in Charlotte. This morning he hadn't even practiced his music, so now he was itching to pick up his violin, assure himself that he could really make Tchaikovsky's voice his own. Only 1 month left until the competition began. The world's most prestigious, most difficult classical music competition, judged by the top musicians in the world, as well as an online audience of millions of listeners. Even if he practiced every day, 14 hours a day, he didn't think he'd be ready. He resented wasting the time to fly home. At the airport, he filed into the TSA pre-check line. Had he only gone through regular security? Why had he been in such a hurry? He should have waited in the long queue. If he'd waited, the screener might have randomly pulled his suitcase aside or asked him to open the violin case. Someone would have noticed or asked. It was security, after all. Instead, he placed the roller bag on the conveyor belt, violin case behind it, and they sailed through the X-ray, and he sailed through the body scan, oblivious. Later, over and over, he replayed in his mind the next 2 hours. Boarding Delta Flight 457, stowing his luggage, the violin case could manspread alone in the overhead bin. Returning to Charlotte, home to his little house, the air musty and stale. He lay down on his bed for half an hour, grateful to be back, violin case on the floor next to him, where he always set it. He let the travel wash itself from his skin into the air, felt himself getting centered, getting focused, ready to play. It was just after 2 p.m. on May 16th when he kicked himself off the bed. He stood up, took 3 strides across the room, picked up the violin case, and set it on his bureau. He flicked open the left clasp, then the right, and the lid lifted back. His violin...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?